Assalamualaikum IP to one and all. My name is Shara Hafizi Ryan bin Zainuddin and my matrix card number is D2019108797. Anyway, I am in semester 5 currently. Before I go even further, I would like to share a little bit about myself. I was born and raised at a town called Serian in Sarawak, which is not too far from Kuching City. So let's get started. This is a continuation of my Photo Voice 1 project called Photo Voice 2. In my Photo Voice 1, I have shared about how I acquired the English language through my experiences and my dedication. Now for this assignment, I will be sharing about the same thing, except for there will be a little bit of twist. So for this assignment, I was asked to use a metaphor that I created or choose myself to best suited the story of how I acquired the English language. And of course, this is another story for the continuation of my Photo Voice 1. The metaphor that I go with is a teacher is like a water. Sorry, correction. It's a teacher is a water that fills one glass. And let's get going. That fills one glass. If you look at the metaphor, what I meant by it is that a teacher is a water, as in water is knowledge, while I am the cup that will be filled by the knowledge that my teacher shared with me. To me, every person was an empty cup when they first come into this world. In order to get their cup filled, they need to find someone to fill it. It can be anyone, but teacher is the best person to fill it because they know what they are doing as a teacher, so they know what is best for their students. When I was in Form 1 and Form 2, I did not enjoy studying. I'm quite naughty and I spend most of my time playing around and rarely do my homework. That was because I don't enjoy the way my teacher taught me. Their lesson were mostly textbook based lesson. Was mostly textbook based lesson, but I wanted to do something more other than that, like doing some class activity or quizzes, something that I will enjoy. So I always got a bad result for my English test. But when I was in Form 3, my English class was taught by this one teacher. His name is Mr. Johnny Bong, and he is one of the best English teacher that I've ever met. He loved to compliment his student on how they use the English language. And his class was very engaging too. Sometimes he would bring his guitar and sing some song for us before starting the class. At that moment, I started to look up at him and I've learned a lot from him. In the same year, he introduced us to an English teaching assistant from New York called Mr. James. Mr. James always come to our class with him and they will both teach my class together. Having someone from overseas to teach my class English really make me thinking about how useful and important it is to learn English because it will help me to communicate with someone that didn't speak in our language. From there, I gain more confident and I improve my proficiency a lot. Sadly, when I entered Form 4, Mr. Johnny Bong was transferred to another school while Mr. Jam was going back to the US after teaching in my school for 1 year. However, that is not the end of the story. In Form 4, I was blessed with another English teacher called Sir Albert, and in this picture, he is the one that is wearing the blue batik shirt. He is the funniest English teacher so far, and he always focuses on how we use the English language in our daily life. He will ask me and my classmate to record a video of ourselves acting and submit it as a group work. We also did a lot of public speaking in his class so that everyone can feel comfortable using the English language regardless of how good or bad it is. He also gave a lot of advice to me to keep on making myself better academically. And on the same year, he introduced us to a new English teaching assistant from Seattle, USA, and his name is Mr. John. During this year in Form 4, I've done a lot of English activity held by Mr. John and Sir Albert. They asked me to participate in an article writing competition where I wrote about Malaysia for the US Embassy, and I didn't win, but I gained a lot of experiences from that competition. Apart from that, I also joined Mr. John events such as English Camp, where he will invite a few other English teaching assistants from different school to our school. The kind of English camp that we did at that time is teaching the special needs student. We're teaching them English by doing some fun English game, coloring, making your own bracelet, singing, and so on. From that experience, I've learned some tactic on how to handle the special need children and how to teach them in a way that make them enjoy it. It is all from the help from the other English teaching assistants, and I really appreciate the fact that they are pouring waters into my cup. After the first English camp, Mr. John also held another English camp, and this time he invited students from different schools together with the other ETA as well. For the second English game, we did a lot of games such as Guess the World, Bananagram, Scribble, completing a sentence by finding clue throughout the school, and so on. This English game really get everyone to try their best to use their English skills at its fullest. Not only that, everyone is also required to speak only in English, and I think that is a good thing for everyone to build their confidence and learn some new word from the other students. It's a fun activity. Everyone enjoy it and everyone learns something from it, especially
I
when it
also
comes
joined
to
a group
the
called Focus
proficiency
Group,
of the
which
English
was
language, where
created by
everyone
Mr. John.
can get
This
to
focus group
improve their
only consists
proficiency.
of a few students, maybe not more than 15 students if I'm not mistaken. The goal for Mr. John to me and my other friend who is joining this group is to really teach us more about English. In this group, we will learn poetry, writing song lyric, writing essay, writing email, learning grammar, singing, playing fun game like Scribble, learning new vocabulary and more. Joining this group was something that I will never regret because I get to know more about the English language apart from getting to know Mr. John well. At some point we will do barbecue together and I will invite them to my party. Everyone get along very well. From that group, I realized how learning English can change one life because you will be able to go far. It's a universal language, and for that, it will be easier for you to make new friends, find job, and even be a better educator in the future. Moving on to the last part, my source of belief is experience of what worked best because based on what I have shared, I never really enjoyed studying last time since my Form 1 and Form 2 teacher way of teaching didn't get me. But after I experienced how Mr. Johnny Bong and Sir Albert taught me English in a way that made me enjoy it, I started to make myself a better student. Mr. James and Mr. John, the English teaching assistant, also make me experience what worked best for me to improve my proficiency in the English language. For component of teacher's belief system, I'll go with belief about learning. From that exposure that I get by joining the focus group, English camp, and advices given by my English teacher, I believe that learning English will get you somewhere in the future, especially in a country like Malaysia. Learning will also make you a better person when you gain more knowledge. You will also become someone that is always up to date, so to me, it is something good. I think that is all from me. Thank you and have a nice day.